It's the memories of war that these men will never forget, but they are also the ones many will never share. But one man, nearly a century old, is opening up, telling us stories he says are as fresh as the day they were made.
Oh, okay.
Jim Hoerner will tell you when you're 96, you've got nothing but time. Time to talk.
That's the best part, honey.
That's right.
And tell a few tales.
General, how are you, sir?
But some stories, even after 70 years, aren't so easy to share.
You don't talk about much, you know. It was just all confusion. We were still trying to get off of the boat, off the landing craft.
Deployed to Germany from his home in Fort Wayne at just 22, Hoerner's journey started where many ended.
I landed with that on D-Day. We were a little later than D-Day by about a few hours because the Navy had put us ashore 2 miles off of where we were supposed to go.
It's there his battle to live began.
Everybody was just glad they were alive.
No one would have guessed this young Army cook would be a born leader, quickly climbing the ranks.
It was the middle of winter, mud, snow, ice, anything is miserable. We were on a river crossing in the Saar River in the middle of Germany. We were under heavy fire. My unit now is at 138 men, and the unit now is at 18. It was all gone.
From there, 261 days of straight combat.
I took the dead people I had and put them up in foxholes and gave them rifles and acted like they were firing at the enemy. They were dead people. When you're in combat every day, you can get killed every day. I lasted the whole war. I landed on D-Day and ended up in Czechoslovakia.
When word spread the war ended, the United States celebrated its heroes. But far from home, silence.
The war ended, and we had 2 men killed the night before. It was the most horrendous sight you'll ever see. There was not a sound. Nobody was hurrah, yelling, not a sound. I sat down and just looked, and all I said is, I made it. And that was the whole thought of every man.
From there, it was back to Fort Wayne, back to life before battle.
It wasn't much. I got discharged down in Indiana, went back to my home in Fort Wayne, and very normal. I didn't do anything really.
It was 7 decades later that someone did something for him.
Well, thank you very much for your service.
Thank you.
Thank you for serving our country.
And it wasn't until now, scattered amongst other men, these stories stored away were ready to be shared.
We have some fans here behind you, sir.
This general in his cap, a young man once again, captivating crowds on a day in D.C.
We're happy to be in the presence of a genuine American hero.
Hey, back home again in Indiana. How about the noise there? Anybody know the song?
Despite the burden that comes with carrying these scars, Hoerner finds comfort surrounded by other heroes.
Good to see you. Thank you.
Seeing I run into you again. Good to see you again.
Today, he's grateful to break his silence and share his slice of history, but still as humble as he was returning from war 70 years ago.
Sure.
Back home once again, Hoerner's back to telling his tales.
We laugh every day, don't we?
You bet you lie.
This time a new one he'll tell time and time again.
How was your trip to Washington?
Just lovely, honey.
Sharing the same sentiment he shared amongst his men each day of battle.
I look at these guys and I think, aren't we all lucky just to be here?
Well, that was certainly nice, wasn't it?
Right. Sure it was.
Hoerner retired as a Brigadier General after 37 years in the Army, starting off as a young man that skipped basic training and was assigned to his own command unit. even one of the men that discovered Hitler's stash of gold and stolen art buried in France, later to become a movie, The Monuments Men. The general is now working on releasing his first book. It's the mission of Talons Out to keep stories like this one alive. To learn more about Honor Flight, just head over to our website. That's WWMT.com. In studio, Lourin, Sprenger, News Channel 3.